Hi guys, I'm Alexandra and I'm the Director of Digital Marketing at Superior Energy. And today I'm going to show you how to set up your Calendly account. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. The first thing that you're going to want to do is log into the Gmail account that you want to integrate with your Calendly. So that for energy consultants is going to be your superiorenergy.tech account. And I have my passwords all saved on here, so I'm going to log into that one. And then once you're signed in, go ahead and go to calendly.com and click the sign up button after you enter your superiorenergy.tech email. Energy. Okay. So I'm saying sign up. You're going to click get started here. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and click log in, and I'm logging in with Google because again, I want those two accounts to integrate. And I'm going to click Alexandra at superiorenergy.tech. And when you log in for the first time, you'll see 3 meetings here. And today I'm going to show you how to modify those meetings, just depending on your own personal preferences and needs. So to begin, let's go ahead and select, you can really select any one of those 3 meetings. And up at the top right-hand corner of the tile, click edit. So I am a very busy person. I manage 3 businesses and I use different Google calendars for each one of those businesses. Later on, I will make a separate video on how I manage my time and make sure that I'm never double booked. But for right now, I'm just going to show you a couple of different techniques that I use to help keep my calendars organized. So depending on your needs is basically how you'll set up these meetings. So for example, in addition to working for Superior, I'm also a web designer. And for those meetings, I usually want to book either a 15-minute meet and greet or a 30-minute consult, or maybe like a 1-hour long interview, just depending on what type of appointment it is. So the first thing that you want to do, and this is all sort of getting at, you want to think through like, well, what are the types or the reasons that I would need to meet with someone? And that's sort of how you're going to set up your Calendly. So as an energy consultant, one of the main types of meetings that you'll be booking is just like a meet and greet, right? So maybe you met someone either at the mall or at Starbucks and they are interested and they want to connect with you. They want to learn a little bit more about you, but you're not really at the point yet where you're going to commandeer their screen and start giving your sales pitch, right? You have to cultivate that relationship a little bit more. So we're going to call this 15-minute meet and greet. And then for your location, I recommend integrating Zoom, but you could use any of these other apps. So you can use GoToMeeting, you can use Microsoft Teams, you could even just do a regular phone call, or maybe sometime in the future, people will be more open to in-person meetings and you can set an address here. So if you do click Zoom, which is my recommendation, you can integrate on the integrations page, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, you're just going to want to be logged into the Zoom account that you want to associate with this Calendly. Under the description, you can just write something simple like, let's chat about how we can help each other, something like that. Again, it's not meant to be a sales call, so you don't want to say like, let me give you a sales pitch. It's more informal than that. So something simple here is great. And then down here, you can change the event link. So it automatically says that it's a 60-minute meeting because that's how it was set up in Calendly when we created our account. I'm going to call it Let's Chat. Okay, so I'm going to save and close. You can change the event color if you want. That's not going to change how it populates on your Google Calendar, so I usually just leave it as the default. But if you like pretty colors or you have a favorite color, you can change it to that. Here's where you can book or change your availability to when someone can book you. So I usually change this to 30 days. My schedule changes pretty frequently and I love to travel, or I did. So I don't want people to be able to book me next month. I will let them book me up to a month in advance. So I change that here. But if you're doing something like, for instance, maybe you're doing a promotion that only lasts a certain period, or maybe you are hiring for a new role and this is an interview appointment, you might set it for a specific date range. So for instance, if you need to hire someone by New Year's Day, you want to finish your interviews by maybe the 28th. And you don't want people to be able to book past that. So that's sort of what this would be for. And then maybe if you're brave, you can let people book indefinitely into the future. But the future changes all the time, so I never click this button. You can also apply an existing schedule. So there is a scheduling tab. You can apply that to this event type. I usually like to set custom hours. So for a meet and greet, it's a 15-minute call. I usually like to set those on certain days of the week, but you might have a different tactic. Maybe you just want people to be able to book you at any time. That's totally okay. Or maybe you just want to do your meet and greets on like Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Either one is fine. You can modify your availability right down here. And then you can choose your duration. So again, this is a 15-minute meeting. You can choose a custom duration if you want. If you want to just do 10-minute meet and greets, 10-minute phone calls, make it even a little bit less intimidating, you can do that. And then you're more than welcome to set buffers. Because we're meeting so often on Zoom these days, I don't set a buffer before and after. But maybe you want to be able to grab a cup of coffee or let your dog out or do whatever you need to do. You can set a 5, 10, 15, 20-minute buffer before and after your meetings. All right, couple more things. The invitee questions are super important. And this is because you may forget what this meeting is about, especially if you clicked book indefinitely and maybe you met this person a month ago at Starbucks and now you're struggling to remember why they wanted to chat with you and what it was about. So the perfect way to avoid that embarrassing situation is ask them a couple of good questions. Maybe, how did we meet? And why are we talking with each other? So you can delete this question, right? The one that says, please share anything that will help prepare for our meeting. I usually delete that one, or you can edit it. And I say, how did we meet? You can use the word connect if you want to be fancy. I can say that's required. Give them one line to answer. I don't need an essay. Then I could ask something like, which services are you interested in? And I'm not going to ask this for my meet and greet because, again, this isn't a sales call. But if you are a freelancer and you are booking appointments, you are going to want to ask things like that. Are you interested in integrated marketing? Are you interested in a yoga class? What do you need? How can I help you? That's basically what that question is getting at. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel here, but go ahead and feel free to be creative with these questions. But again, the point here is not only to prepare for your meeting, but also to make sure that you, well, just really to prepare, I guess, that you have all the information that you need in advance. You can also ask for contact info. That's another good hint there. So you could ask for someone's phone number or maybe their Instagram handle, whatever you're looking for. I'm going to click save and close. I think you guys get the picture. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up the notifications. So email reminders are automatically off, which is so silly because one of the best things about Calendly is that you don't have to send out reminders to the people who you are meeting with. So I don't usually do much here. The default email is pretty decent. But what I do is I add a couple more reminders. So I like to remind people 7 days in advance, 1 week. And then I like to also remind them 1 hour in advance. And that's just so that they have either the opportunity to reschedule with me, so I'm not wasting my time because I set aside my time very meticulously, and if an hour belongs to you, I'm not doing anything else during that time. So I am super, super into my calendar, and I want to make sure that if I booked a meeting and I'm planning on it, it happens. So I set those 3, and then I usually turn text reminders on as well. Okay, so we are going to go back. We've set all of our notifications. And now I have this new 15-minute meet and greet. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to paste it here. And this is what your clients will see. So when you send your link, and I usually save mine on my phone and on my desktop, so I can send it out like that. And you're going to see this calendar. When you send it to them, they're going to see this calendar, and it's going to match the availability that you've set up. Also, if you block out times on your calendar, it will not allow someone to double book you. Now, if you're using multiple calendars, you have to make sure that they're sort of working together. So that means inviting your personal email to your superior-energy.tech email. And we'll get more into that later. But for right now, let's just say that this is sort of your master calendar. And let's do a test. Let's book tomorrow at 10 or 11 a.m. So my name is Test. I'm going to put in alexandraboss.design@gmail.com. We met at Bath and Body Works. Okay, and I will have my text reminders come to my number. Done. Okay, so we've booked. Simple as that. Okay. So I booked my appointment. Let's make sure it populated on my calendar. So I'm going to calendar.google.com. And you can see this is the second test I've done today, second tutorial video of the day. But I did indeed book, and I have test tomorrow morning at 11 to 11:15. So if I need a quick reminder, why am I having this meeting again today? All of my answers are right here, and the link to Zoom, if you integrate your Zoom, will be here as well. So when it comes time for your meeting, you simply open up the calendar invite, click the Zoom link, and start the meeting. If you've integrated your Zoom, it will also populate here. So as you can see, I have a meeting booked on Monday, December 28th. If I'd like to, I can start that meeting from my Zoom right here, and that's a personalized link that went out to my client. So it's super simple, super easy, but it definitely makes your life way less complicated and allows you to focus on the things that matter rather than reminding people when they're supposed to be on your Zoom. So I find that very, very helpful. I hope you do too. And please let us know if you have any questions getting Calendly set up. Have a great day.